We have the Ashland Blazer Tomcats, head coach Ryan Bonner, student athletes Xander Carter, Tyson Lalonde, and Preston Hoskins. Coach, comments on this game, please.
First of all, just an absolute dogfight battle between two really good programs. And, that's the type of game that, as a fan of basketball, I'm sure folks want to see at Rupp Arena at the state tournament. That's what people pay for the admission for, to see something like that. Just from a game standpoint, 14 turnovers for us. That's very, very uncharacteristic of us. Credit to their defense for that. We haven't done that all year long. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I would say that's probably the most turnovers we had in a single game all season long. So definitely a credit to them. Also struggled from the free throw line tonight as well. And free throws and turnovers are something that you don't want to be on the bad end of when you're playing in Rupp Arena. I know it sounds like I'm putting it all on them. There's a lot of things I probably could have done better in that game that I would certainly hold myself accountable to. But I'm just proud of the way that we fought. I'm proud of the way that we represented our community and our school. And these guys they do it the right way. And just very proud of our effort and our representation of our community.
Question for the media. In the middle.
Coach said 48 points in the paint. Was there any thought of going zone on that at some point in this one?
Not when Luke Edlund, who's shooting 60% from three, is on the floor. We didn't want him getting loose from three, so we kind of sold out on taking away the three and trying to force tough twos and holding them to one attempt. And that's what makes them so difficult to guard. We zoned them the first time that we played them, and they ended up beating us. And so we made the decision going into this game that we were going to try to sit in gaps and fight to keep the basketball out of the paint. But unfortunately, we didn't do a good enough job of that defensively. The one possession that we did play zone, Idlet splashed a three, so we had to get out of it.
Right here on corner.
They kept coming back, trying to find a way, and then they get it to overtime. Did you feel like they had the momentum, or did you? No one scored for a while in the overtime, but if you could just take me through the overtime.
Yeah, those games are fun to be in, overtime games, and basketball is a game of runs, and I felt like just throughout this entire season, kind of credit to our guys that we can manage those runs, and we went up and they brought it back and we went into overtime, but I really feel like that's what the steps that the Lord ordered long before we were here. And so I'd be a fool to only praise Jesus in a win. And so I just want to start off by saying thank you to my Lord and Savior for having him as a coach and these guys and my brothers in my locker room as teammates. So just kind of to your question about the momentum thing, I don't really necessarily think it was a momentum thing. There's a few things that we could have done better offensively and defensively, but that's the game of basketball and that's the beauty. And you're not always going to win them all, but when you're walking in the will of the Lord, there's really nothing that can go wrong. So.
Right here in the front.
Hasn't had a great start, and they kind of what changed there? Was it really just making it really hard to get him the ball, or kind of what you kind of could have done maybe to help that?
Yeah, that Tyson blew hot there in the first quarter, and Coach Sherrill's a really good coach, and he's going to adjust. And I think he made the adjustment to really pressure us, especially in the half court, and push our offense out. And it made it difficult to get Tyson the ball. He got a couple of looks, I think, in the second half, but didn't go down. But we were 10 of 27 from three, so that wasn't the issue. Was our threes. Again, I kind of go back to the 14 turnovers, and again, credit to their staff and their team. They're not a big team, but they're still very physical and they're very athletic, and I think that's why they turn people over like they do. But the turnovers and the free throws definitely, I think, is what really, really hurt us in today's game.
Final questions? Got two, one in the back and one in the corner. Final two.
Hey guys, it might be too early and too long right now, but can you reflect on a team and a program that comes here 7 straight years? That's quite unusual, but it's a testament to the program that you have here, and reflect on getting back, and I'm sure come tomorrow, who's coming back next year is going to work hard to get back here for number 8.
Yeah, so you know, the expectation for us is we want Saturday morning, and we're going to fight like crazy to get there. I love what we have coming back, but I'm also very saddened with what's leaving, obviously. But the mission is not going to change, and the vision's not going to change. We're fighting to get to Saturday morning. Very grateful that we've been fortunate enough to get here 7 consecutive times. And you know, that mission's not going to change either, but that's also a credit to these guys right here. So I don't know if one of you guys want to follow up on that.
Yeah, it was an amazing season, and kind of an appreciation and credit moment for Coach and the coaches before him. I felt like each and every day, our culture, with our daily habits, what we do every single day is we're preparing for March, and we're preparing for really anything that comes our way. And no matter what it is, even in practice or games, especially early season, we're not afraid to play the good team or play the team that everybody thinks is better than us or ranked higher, because there's a lot of games that happen now this time of the year that really matter to us. And so a huge credit to Coach and the guys in the locker room willing to sacrifice and really go through some adverse moments. But as far as the 7 in a row, I really think it's just a major blessing. And I don't think it's ever been done before, 7 in a row. And I know that everybody in that locker room back there, us 3 are gone next year, but I know those guys are going to work just as hard to get back here and make it 8.
Final question right here.
Coach, you mentioned their size and how they, overcome that to a degree. Deuce Bailey's kind of been on a mission since fourth region. Could you just talk a little bit about what he can do to offset that a little bit?
Because they play extremely hard, and because they're so athletic, they can stick to the ball in space without giving up straight line drives, and I think that's what creates so many turnovers for them. I know I believe Deuce Bailey's a football player, if I'm not mistaken, a very talented one too. So he brings that football physicality to the table, and we had I think we had 3 guys last year that were football players in our starting lineup, and it creates that physicality and that toughness that you need. Their athleticism, like I said, allows them to really pressure in space without getting beat. And on top of that, I think it's a mentality that Coach Sherrill has created in that locker room of toughness.
Coach Bonner, congratulations to you and the Ashland Blazer Tomcats on a great season. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, so. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.